Alec, welcome back.
Yes. Yeah.
We're talking about the results of the Backlog Ballot Gents Challenge 2.
Yes, it was a big deal. We came fourth. We did it. I don't know if you can hear that. My AC unit just started going crazy there.
Couldn't hear it. You just
that's
reacted
great.
to nothing.
I'm glad I reacted to nothing. I'm just a crazy person.
Yeah, he does that sometimes.
There's a gremlin on the wing, you know.
Well, for the uninitiated, a Gents Challenge is something we do on our Discord server, where usually you're paired up with a partner and you each have a list of games you want to finish, and then you assign each other what game they have to pick out of that list. But
you can be a lady, by the way. You can be a female.
It's yet to be seen. It's only a myth.
Yeah.
Lady gents are a myth, and I'll not hear otherwise.
I have my friend Tara join sometime, but she doesn't play tons of games, so I don't know. Maybe she can't.
But yeah, this usually it's just a 2-month deadline, and if you beat your game within the deadline, you're a gent. If not, you're deemed a rascal. If you beat both of your games, you're a supreme gent. All right,
yes.
But this time around was different in that we didn't have partners. It was backlog ballot, so everybody had their lists, and everybody voted on everybody's, and then the top 2 for each person would be the games they're assigned. All right, and it just so happens that we had an overlap here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We both had Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury as one of our games. My other game was Marvel Spider-Man, which I did start playing. I was kind of going to do a back and forth thing, but then I ended up going all in on Bowser's Fury. But
cool.
I did enjoy what I played as Spider-Man. I was hoping to be a Supreme Gent, but it just kind of fell out of it.
Was it the remaster, like the PS5 remaster, or was it just the straight PS4
I don't have
version?
a PS5, so it's just a PS4.
Okay. Cool. I was challenged also to do Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. The challenge never specified which we were supposed to play.
No,
so
you didn't have
both.
to do it. Yeah, you didn't have to do it in order.
Yeah. No, we didn't. By that I mean we didn't necessarily. I don't know if we necessarily had to beat both games, but I did.
Oh yeah,
beat both games in that little compilation.
For sure. I mean,
but Nier was the other game.
Hours.
Yeah, because Nier was the other game that I had in the challenge. I haven't even started playing it, so I just didn't get around to it. I haven't set up my Xbox Series X yet. I was thinking about maybe just using my 360. I have that set up, but that didn't end up happening either. Yeah, so unfortunately, I just didn't get around to it. I've been playing a handful of other games in the meantime, so that's been good. Over the course of the last month, I think I was playing I started playing Until Dawn recently. I also played through Beyond Two Souls, so really getting my storytelling games in different thoughts about those, but that's not part of this video. So both of us did end up beating, I think, both 3D World again, because I think both you and I have played this game before, as well as Bowser's Fury, which I had not played before.
So I did play it again. That was fun. What I did in the original, in the Wii U version, I did get all the green stars, and then I played through all the bonus world too, which I didn't get to do yet on this one, but I'd like to, because it's a really tough challenge, especially the last level of the bonus world.
So I worked on doing all that. I unlocked Champions Road, so I did all the bonus levels. I did all the green stars. I haven't beaten Champions Road yet again. I think I tried starting it through about 5 or 6 times, and I was like, I don't have the patience for this right now. I just want to play Bowser's Fury. Yeah. So, because that's gonna take. It's very hard. It might be one of the hardest Mario levels ever made. It's not even necessarily that one singular element is very difficult. It's just because it's so long. It might also be more difficult on this version of the game, because I don't know if you noticed this, but the speed of the game. I mean, they advertised this when they were advertising the port. The speed of Mario 3D World, a lot quicker. Characters move a lot faster, and I think the timer goes faster too to compensate. At least it felt like that to me, because I found myself running on the under 100 a lot in this game, and I never remember that usually happening very often. So
though it is a lot like you were talking about when you were playing 3D Land, or I did have a lot of lives that you rack up a lot of lives.
Yeah, you do. I still had like 30 by the end. So, but I never. It usually balanced out. I was never getting like a tremendous amount more than that.
Hmm.
So I was still dying a few times. I think again the speed definitely makes it a little more challenging because you're going way faster, and so sometimes you get kind of out of control a little bit more. But to me, I think that adds a little bit more frenetic energy to it, which I mean, playing with three other people must be nuts in that
Right.
game because
Yeah.
you're all going so fast. So
It's just
um,
chaos.
yeah, but I
Okay.
had a lot of fun. I love that game. I think that game's like a as a masterclass in design. I think 3D Land is good. Having been played recently, I think the level design is excellent. There's just something about the game just feels very one note and bland, and I'm not totally sure what it is because the level design is very good, but just something about that game that doesn't really click exactly as well
Yeah.
as this one does.
So Bowser's Fury took me by surprise. I was like, "What in the world? Shines, shines." I
That
had no
shines,
idea. I'm like, "What is going on here?" They're acknowledging Super Mario Sunshine in a way.
sort of. I mean, they're
Uh,
cat shines. They're
a
not
cat
exactly the same.
shine get, but
Yeah,
I'm like, "Wow, okay, I'm here for that." And then it was very much like in the vein of Mario Odyssey in the style of how they're like, you collect them for doing like different things
hmm.
throughout the world. So it was interesting. It was interesting, and then suddenly you're huge. You're a Super Saiyan Mario. It's like there's a lot going on here.
Yeah. It's you literally get Goku's hair, like
Literally, like there's it's
yeah.
shameless.
um, that game is very fun. I think the
And I still have a lot to do in that too, even after
yeah. So
beating it.
I did everything. I 100%ed it.
Okay.
You don't really get much of a bonus from what I gathered. I think I think you get like a little extra bonus at the end screen, but it's a very short game. Like it took me maybe 5 6 hours to do everything to get 100% of everything. Um, so it uh, yeah, I think it's very I appreciated it for its very experimental sort of design. Like taking
Mm-hmm.
concepts from it's basically taking like all the gameplay more or less from 3D World, implementing it into a more Mario Odyssey style collection sort of game, but expanding that out into a much larger play space than either of those games can offer. Um, and I really appreciated its sort of forward thinking design. Like I feel like that, like I'm getting a sense of where that might be where the next Mario game is sort of going.
Mm.
And I like that idea. I think there's a lot of possibilities in that with that because they were able to pack for such a it's not like the biggest space you've ever seen in your life, but they're able to cram in so much to do and so many interesting little things in each section of the big Lake Lapcat um, that yeah, I was just it's very impressive. I like how they really maximized to me. I think they maximized the extent of that concept, and I think they did it like flawlessly.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's interesting because Super Mario 3D World is like the last of the super linear Mario style games. Like it's a world, you complete levels,
mhm.
and then Mario Odyssey was a complete break from that. So it was like night and day with those two kinds of games. Where Mario Odyssey is like you're collecting all these different moons. It's not focused on like you collect one at the end of each level. You're collecting all these. So it was interesting to see those two merged
Mm.
in Bowser's Fury. Now that they re-released it. So yeah, I could definitely see that being the direction for the future.
Well,
Um,
because especially because like this is all the Galaxy team. This is all stuff that they've made post Galaxy.
mm-hmm.
So Galaxy, Galaxy Two, 3D Land, and then 3D World.
Yeah.
Um, as 3D World, the end of that game is basically a love letter Mario Galaxy anyway. Then Odyssey, and now Bowser's Fury. So it's interesting to see like them implementing the last two games and like making something completely new out of the elements of both of them is really interesting. Um, I
Yeah.
don't know how two player works in this game though. I'm
Oh yeah,
interested in
I'm
that.
interested in that too because I guess apparently the second player plays as Bowser Jr.,
Yeah,
which is interesting. I almost forgot even talking about it that Bowser Jr. was just kind of with you in this in Bowser's Fury.
there's a lot of Mario Sunshine reference in this actually, though.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's what
the
I'm
story of this
thinking.
game is
I'm like,
basically Mario Sunshine, like an extension of Mario Sunshine too.
but yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is very much inspired. Like they even had this the classic M that Bowser Jr. would paint in the original one, and I'm
Hmm.
like, come on, it's like a tease. It's like, okay, give me Mario Sunshine 2 now. It's like you're really
Yeah,
dipping that much into it. Go ahead, do Mario Sunshine. I would not be mad at Mario Sunshine 2, like with the style of like Mario Odyssey, almost. You know,
that would be. You know how wonderful that would be. I because there's an
because that's
the hotel whatever that one is that level is.
Delfino.
Yeah, I guess it's just
I
Hotel
don't know if that's
Delfino.
what it's called.
There's an element of that in that level. You can, I think, I was reading somewhere that there was some choices that they or things that they had to sort of do in terms of world design where they I think they initially were wanting it to be a fairly seamless kind of world, but they had to implement limitations to not because they ran basically that game ran into a time constraint issue where they had to sort of like slapdash like do a lot of things like oh we got to blue coins or like we got to fill in the rest of these things. You can sort of see some of the seams of that game in terms of like the lack of development time they had on it. But I think there was an element of they wanted you to be able to like you weren't going to be locked into a location like you kind of were in that level where you could come in and out of the hotel at will, go into all the different rooms. There are some shines in that one where you can like go through it like the whole hotel like in and out of rooms. You're not locked off from anything. Like there's yeah. So I think that'd be wonderful. There's a mod I think for Mario Sunshine.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that's called I don't remember what it's called. It's called like Sun Hot Sun. I don't remember
I
what it's
don't
called.
remember.
Basically, it makes it so that the world is seamless, so that you can travel back and forth. You can travel around to different like locations. It's cool
Okay.
because you can like see them in the distance in that game. That game is
Yeah.
something special.
I love that game, and yeah, I mean this is already a hint of like what Mario Sunshine crossed with Mario Odyssey could be. You know, just like with the inspiration of the shines. I mean, I just think there's so much you can do with that concept. It's like the biggest thing with Mario Sunshine, and why it's like it's very. I don't know. It's a very comforting game because of the just the feel you get from it. It's like a good summer game, that
Mm.
kind of thing. It's like there's by the beach, the water, and all these things. There's a lot more you could do with that if you like expand it to the extent of like Mario Odyssey was like a huge game. There was so much to do. I would love that with Mario Sunshine, a theme of Mario Sunshine in there, and bring back
Yeah,
the Piantas too. Okay.
Piantas are great. I loved them in that game. I loved them their expansion
Paper
in Thousand
Mario.
Year Door. It's so
Bring
wonderful.
back actually, yeah, bring back the Piantas from the Thousand Year Door into
Yeah, where
into
they're
the
like they have like a weird gangster sort of.
yes, bring that
It's
in
really
there.
great. That's just fun. Yeah, I really liked. Another thing I really enjoyed about Bowser's Fury 2 was the
Bowser's Fury 2 coming soon.
some of the things that I also enjoyed about Bowser's Fury. What was the way that you could stockpile power ups.
Yes, yes,
I liked that a
yeah.
lot. That
Forgot
was
about
really
that.
great. I like that because it's like right now oh, I'm doing some fights. Let's just use the boomerang bros. It's really easy. You can just throw those over. Or like oh I need a fire flower now. I've got extras of those so I can dump that in.
Yeah, wasn't there a different power that wasn't in the main game too? If I remember.
No, they were all in that.
Uh, I thought there was. There was like a
So
different. There was a different cat bell, right?
so the cat bell, that's I think you unlock that in I think you unlock that bell in 3D World after you've beaten the game.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like the cat thing. It's basically you turn into like it's like the cat suit mixed with a tanuki suit, but
Right.
instead of a tanuki like a statue, you turn into like the cat thing that like the Japanese cat thing that's the greeting cat that they have on like and when you drop if you're like up in the air and you drop down, you get like tons of coins. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
you get coins by doing that. So
Okay, but yeah, that was an interesting, fun system there. That was cool.
yeah,
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more potential there. I'm excited for what the next Mario is going to be because now it's like, well, you can't port things anymore or add on to things anymore. You have to make a new one next time.
yeah,
So we'll see.
yeah. I'm very curious. I mean, I think that they could. Yeah, I don't know. We don't really know what that team has been up to. They haven't really announced much of anything.
Hmm.
There's rumors that they were supposed to be working on a Donkey Kong game, but
I mean, give me
give me
Donkey
something.
Kong would be great too.
Dude, a
But
Donkey Kong 64 spiritual successor made by Nintendo.
within the world of Mario Sunshine.
Why not? I guess.
This just turned into a Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury deep
That's free
dive.
review.
Yep.
It was. I mean, like we both played it. I think we both enjoyed it.
Yeah.
There were a few things that I didn't necessarily like about it. One of which is on principle, I really liked the Fury mechanic. I like the fact that the game gave you a timer by literally looking over to where he was.
That is cool. Yeah.
I love that. It didn't like how intrusive it was towards the end of the game, because it just keeps transforming. It just keeps coming out. And so single time that was happening, I'd make the most of it. I'd be like, okay, so I'm gonna go get the shines that I can only get when he's in that form. To have him like hit the little blocks that he has to hit with his big fire blast.
But it's funny. It almost gave me like Breath of the Wild vibes, and how he was like over there, like Calamity Ganon, like is the freaking is looming in the background.
He was that Bowser form was awesome, though. I will say that, like, for as kind of like intrusive as it sort of got towards the end, that was awesome. Also, I'm like in complete darkness now because the sun's going down or something. I don't know. That was awesome. He looked menacing. He was terrifying, and it was great. I liked every aspect of it, other than the fact that it was a little annoying for gameplay purposes. But there's also a lot, and I mean a lot, of frame rate slowdown in this game, which I played it on the TV, so for the most part, it only really happened in a few different spots. But if you ever played on handheld, which I did, I took it off the dog at one point, it was slowing down constantly. It was like, wow, boy. And to me, that just is like, to me, that's sort of indicative of maybe a little bit of lack of polish. Just, again, this is sort of like a demo, an experiment sort of thing. It's not necessarily that they're like...
Well, that's where the Mario Sunshine comes in.
The jank.
Yes.
The Mario Sunshine jank.
It needs to be there. You cannot have a polished Mario Sunshine game. You cannot.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, it was great.
I love that game.
3D Mario games are just like a favorite of mine. Like literally one of my favorites. I'm always like, every new 3D Mario game that comes out, I'm there and I'm invested.
It's like a little bit of joy. You know, it's just like, it really is. Like, I can't be upset playing a Mario game. I'm having fun the whole time, basically.
And this is the one that I got when it came out, but I actually didn't touch, which was rare for me. I didn't touch it for a while, probably because it's Mario 3D World again, so you're not as eager to. But I didn't even know what to expect from Bowser's Fury. I honestly thought it was just like more levels, Mario 3D World, because I didn't look into it that much. But I was delightfully surprised that it was at least something different, experimental.
I thought it was I really enjoyed it a lot. The little story they had was quite cute. I really liked the ending a lot. Where spoilers, it's not really that big a deal because it's a little game. But I just liked like Bowser's back to normal. I mean, like oh, and Bowser Jr. looks like he wants to come say thank you, but then he goes like and then he goes away because he's like, I don't know how to express my feelings, so I'm just gonna copy my dad. That's kind of what it comes. It was very cute.
So overall, we were both gents. That's good to see. Nice change of pace for us.
Yeah, that's unusual for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I need to get more consistent with it. But yeah, overall there were 3 Supreme Gents, 4 Gents, and 7 Rascals though. So it was a half and half of success and failure.
Rusty and Ryan, man.
They both dropped the ball big time.
Dropping the ball big time.
Rusty had Kirby, and the Forgotten Land, which was my even more than this. I got hooked on that and played that to 100%.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
that
right.
game.
I was playing that before I started that game. That game is wonderful too. We probably should have done a review on it, but whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I love that game.
Yeah, I got everything in that game. No, but you know, calling Rusty out. If you listen to Otaku Brothers, he doesn't really explain away the fact that they didn't do anything, but like been going through a lot in his personal, around the house, around his personal life and everything. So so he got into Assassin's Creed instead, which I'm like. He's like, yeah, he was saying something like, I need somebody to like chill out with, like relax and make me happy. And I was like, you mean like Kirby? You can't be upset when you're playing a Kirby game. He's a cute little guy. And it's like, so instead he got into Assassin's Creed, which is about war and violence.
We all go through it. A rough patch and you turn to Assassin's Creed. And it's just.
I guess I've never been through that phase. So I don't know.
I haven't either.
I guess I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. We'll see.
Like lately, I've had more free time on my hands because I'm between jobs, so I've just been all in on Bug Fables. All right.
Yeah,
and that was my true calling. That was my true calling. I think I've played like 30 hours of that. The past week.
Yeah.
Few days. It's like it's amazing.
Well, a lot of good games out there. So.
But I mean,
you'll have to tune in next time when we do another Gents Challenge. We'll hopefully be able to make our way through more games, and beat that challenge.
We'll get paired up. I'll give you Bug Fables,
sometime.
Buddy. Put Bug Fables on your list, and I'll give it to you.
I probably will put Bug Fables on my next list. I probably will.
All right. And anyone who ever puts Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is getting it. Anyone who ever puts Paper Mario is getting it, and Bug Fables too. Okay.
Yeah. That's right.
But yeah, so if you want to click the link in the description, if you're not part of the Discord, join up, and you can participate in the next one. It's always 2 months on, 2 months off. Okay, so in a couple months there'll be another challenge.
Is it 2 on, 2 off, or is it 2 on, 1 off?
2 on, 2 off.
I guess it is 2 on, 2 off.
But there's always 3 every year. Basically, is how it works out perfectly. So we've done 2 this year. There'll be 1 more to round it out. And it's fun because you got to give people some room to breathe, especially people like us who participate in every challenge. And be able to play other games too.
Yeah, it's true.
Right. So, and hopefully we can do more reviews in the future. I would like to review stuff like Kirby, and we could have reviewed Bowser's Fury, basically.
Yeah, so. We just kind of just did. I would give it probably an 8.5, maybe a 9. So I'd say 8.5 is probably what I'd give it. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching. What video would you recommend our viewers watch after this?
You should go check out our Tarqaron Mad Libs episode where we went and we did a bunch of Mad Libs. It was really fun.
We do Mad Libs, including a lot of Pokemon themed Mad Libs as well.
Yeah.
All right. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, click all the links in the description for our social media, and I'll see you next time. Okay.
Bye. Right.